forward to a nice deep clean because I feel like we've just been sitting in 2022's dusty, musty vibes. We're gonna start with some laundry because I have a full hamper, get that going while I clean the rest of the commons area. Method to the madness. You gotta start with dusting your little tchotchkes and picture frames, all that. And then you can disinfect the surfaces, wipe everything down, and then anything you've wiped onto the floor dust-wise, you start with vacuum and then mop. So get that going. We also need to heavily focus on organization because we have a really small pantry, which I'll show you guys. We're going to figure that out today. I think we're gonna make a little trip to the Container Store, which I'm really excited about. I've never been to the Container Store, but need to get some organization going for the pantry kitchen area. So let's get into it. They say that your space reflects your mental state, and I can attest to that. We try to keep our apartment pretty tidy on a daily basis, but a deep clean was super necessary, and I felt like this was a way to get rid of the old year and start fresh. If you're like me, you always have to have something playing in the background when you're doing anything because my brain can't handle the silence. So to motivate myself when cleaning, I like to put on music or vlogs or podcasts in the background, and that keeps me pretty entertained. We eventually made our way over to the Container Store where we got a little overwhelmed and then popped into Half Price Books to grab some afternoon caffeine and appeal to our hunter-gatherer side. Good morning, y'all. It is the next day. We took a quick pause on, we took a pause on the cleaning yesterday after we had to run to the Container Store to get to the organization part of the day and got this area completely clean. Didn't make it to the kitchen before we had to run to the Container Store. We stopped by Half Price Books to get some coffee, and my sister wanted to sell some books. Of course, we took time to peruse Half Price Books, and that took a long time. So then we popped over to the Container Store, and it was our first time in the Container Store, and we're trying to organize our pantry and our kitchen because we have the world's weirdest pantry design, in my opinion. This has been a challenge since we moved into this apartment that just like I never really had hope for it because I was like, yeah, it's just like garbage, like this is just the way it is. And I feel like this year we're not taking that attitude. We're definitely trying to get the best out of the space we have, make it more organized. So it's our first time, and I know the Container Store is like super expensive also. And so we were trying to ball on a budget. So I'll do a quick haul for you guys of what we got, but I'm excited to try to put it in motion. I'm so tired. I don't know if you can tell. I made some iced coffee with just some almond milk frothed on top to make it feel fancy. not bad. It's not bad. Anyways, I'm gonna do a little bit of journaling right now and then get on about our day. I'm going to meet another friend to go walk on the trail this morning. I'm really excited. It's a crisp like 40 degrees here, and I'm gonna bundle up and go walk, and I think we're actually gonna get coffee afterwards again. And I think it's just a 2-cup kind of day. Probably clean that kitchen before we go because I'm feeling ambitious. I have a feeling I'm gonna get comments on this like, you could have got this on Amazon for cheaper. And you know what? I feel like you're right. But anyways, if you're interested in the pantry organization we're going for, bags here. Okay, so first of all, this is actually for my desk. This is actually for my desk organization and for another video. Or a later time. I don't know. We're not going to do that right now. Anyways, we got a Miss fridge bin. Okay, y'all, this is for like sodas. We already have one in our fridge for sodas. But the idea here is that this is going to give us optimal grab with also having the thing on top to stack other things on. Because with it being so dang narrow, we're trying to build it up versus you can't build it out, and I don't want to build it back, so we're trying to like height wise build it up. And then we got this nice large one, large bin to go under. The real star of the show is to go under. The way they package this, like I say package, like hey. The way they have this going, I mean, that probably will. This is a narrower version. Again, we need teensy and long. These are so long. Okay, the real side of the show, this is what I'm trying to show you guys. She's a riser. Okay, so picture this. She goes really far back. Expanding cabinet shelf, okay? So this part unfolds and it goes back super long. We can expand it as long as we want, and then we're gonna fit this bin underneath it like a little drawer. Now, we're playing with the idea of putting a drawer in there. It's just so poorly designed. So poorly designed. Oh, and then we got I don't know what that was. We got a little baby spice rack to go on the bottom level. And then she seemed like she could do a lot. I don't know. like as I'm unveiling this, I'm going through the trauma we went through yesterday at the store where we were literally like staring at each other. My sister and I were like arguing in a Container Store, which is not uncommon when you live with your sister and you grow up with your sister and you're always around her. We fight in public all the time. I'm gonna be so honest. We were fighting for our lives in the aisle of the Container Store yesterday. And the lady was helping us. She was so nice, and we were trying to explain the design of our cabinet, and she just, she didn't see the vision, and that's fine. But she was like, these are popular. And I was like, period, put it in the bag. So we'll see how it all plays out. What did I just drop in this bag? Oh, we got a little ice scooper. This is fun. This is something my sister wanted. We need to be sanitary and get a scoop. And I was like, you're right about that. So we got a scoop. Get it poppin'. This is really what we're working with for a pantry. The below area literally has like 2 shelves, and we've got our Lazy Susan here that has spices and like oils and everything on it, which we need to organize out. And we've got that, it's like our baking section, and it's just total clutter. Top is where our main pantry items are, and as you can see, it literally is so tall and it goes back so far. Like, there's just so much stuff back there that we cannot reach on a daily basis, and just not organized at all. So fingers crossed we can tackle her today. We have it all. We put the green tea front and center, and then use the fridge bin as a bread drawer. There we have a whole sleeve of seaweed because, of course, there we've got popcorn and oatmeal in that. Okay, I'm actually so shocked that all the items we bought actually worked out so well for the organization. And I'd say we're like at 80% functionality. It's definitely so much better than it was. And I'm really proud of us for the trials and tribulations we went through to organize this pantry. Like that. And finally, for a mindful reset moment, I lit a candle and I called my mom. We chatted and caught up while I reflected on 2022 and set some intentions for 2023. I got some new pins from Amazon to romanticize the new year and planning it out. I don't think I've actually bought a planner since 2020 when I threw it away after the month of February. So this one is really cool and has options to track habits as well as creative focuses and moods, which I really think makes all the difference. I know that the month of January sometimes can feel like a lot of pressure, and I like to think we don't need a new year to focus on new habits or reflect on the old ones.
So remember to be gentle with yourself and set your own pace, because everyone's timeline looks different.
And note to yourself, you're killing it.